So many times we get caught up in work and life in general, and we forget to take that time to be creative. And it's amazing what it can do for your mental health. It right away boosts your mood and just makes you feel good. Hello YouTube friends, and welcome back to Anita Be Crafting. Yes, when I set up this YouTube channel a year ago, I had hoped to do some crafting videos on it, and I have yet to do that. So today we're going to have a little bit of fun, do something a little different than reselling, and I'm going to show you a little bit about this craft. Now, I haven't done this for probably 2 years, and I'm basically self-taught, but this is needle felting. So I made a few things a couple years ago. I made this little felted pumpkin. And a little bunny rabbit. I made a little shamrock. A little lopsided. Some stars for the 4th of July. A red one and a blue one. Some hearts for Valentine's Day. 3 blue robin eggs. And then just some balls. Just practicing with different things, different techniques. Really nice and smooth. So what I wanted to do today is just make one more heart to go with this little set. I want to make one in like a white or an ivory color. So I found that using these little cookie cutters really helps with the shape. So that's how I came up with most of those shapes. This is just a little set from Pampered Chef. I like it because it had like all the seasonal ones in it. You have to use some nice thick foam. Use some roving wool. So we're just going to take a little bunch of that. Because I'm making a heart, I'm just going to kind of roll it up a little bit so it's kind of like a little ball. And then I'm going to use my little heart cookie cutter. And I'm just going to stuff that into that heart. And put it on my mat. And then I get out my needle felting tools. These are very sharp. And when you buy a kit like this, it does include like a leather thimble. And it does say to wear that because you will prick yourself. And sure enough, you will prick yourself. I guarantee it. I thought, oh, I was being so careful. You know, I'm not going to poke myself. I don't know how many times I had to get up and go get a Band-Aid. So the needles are barbed. So it comes with this little tool that actually holds the needle. You lay it in this little opening, and then you just poke that firmly into your handle. There's your needle you're going to work with. I have my roving wool pushed into the heart cookie cutter, and then you just start poking. Just poke quickly up and down. The object of needle felting is with that little barbed needle on there, it weaves all of these fibers together so that it becomes really dense, because when you're looking at this kind of wool, it's real soft. And when you look at the things that I felted, they're very dense and firm. So I just continue going around the edges, being careful not to stab myself. That's why I really love the cookie cutters, because it kind of protects your fingers. So this is what it's looking like right now. It's getting pretty dense on both sides. I probably could squirt it out of there so you can see what it looks like. but it's got a long way to go before it'll look like this. So I'm just going to pop it back in my little mold. And it doesn't really matter which way it goes in, it'll fit in there. So when you see the high prices on needle felted items, this is the reason why, because the amount of time it takes to complete your project. It's not hard by any means. It just takes a lot of patience and a long time. I like making sure that I go along this edge because it kind of molds that shape. Oh, I forgot how much fun this was. It was fun being creative. We get so caught up in work all the time that we forget that it's these kind of things that bring the joy in our lives. Oh, I just broke off my needle. Good thing I have spares. So here's how to change the needle. Slide that out. Take the needle out of there. It's a nice little groove. Here's some new needles. Hook it around the back side, get that little curved edge right around here. Fits right in there. And then slide it into the handle. Give it a little twist to hold it tight. And then continue. It's definitely starting to get denser. Much smoother on the back side. It's starting to take shape. See, and you can leave it out of the cookie cutter as well, and then you can just do it this way, and then this will finish off your edges real nice. Mold them together so they don't look so boxy. I don't like to do this too early in the game though, because I lose my shape. That's why I love the cookie cutters, because they keep the shape while you're working on it. So I'm gonna see how it loses its shape in a hurry, so I'm gonna stick it back into the cookie cutter so that we keep that nice heart shape. I can feel now that it's pretty much to the denseness that I want it. You can see how much it's smooshed down into this cookie cutter. It gets kind of these fuzzies on from poking into the foam here. But here's one that I had finished earlier. So you can see that it's almost to the right size. Definitely this one's much smoother. And that's what I'll have to work on now on this part. It's kind of neat having this rough texture as well. I'm probably going to want to wear one of the leather thimbles when I do this part. Just to hold on to protect my hands here. Now we have to turn it to go around the edges. Those things are awkward. To keep that nice dimple in the top of the heart, I have to go through this part frequently to just make sure I don't lose that. It's firming up quite nicely. We'll go in this middle dimple one more time here, because I got to get the other side of the top of the heart yet. Oops. Getting a little too close for comfort here to my fingertips. I think we've almost got it where we want it. Just a little bit of finishing to do yet. You can see that it's going to be a nice addition to this little cluster of hearts. Well, there you have it. My 3 little needle felted Valentine hearts. I think they turned out pretty good. Well, that was your first little quick lesson in needle felting. I finished the 3rd little heart to add to my collection, and it only took about an hour to complete. I think it'd be super cute to do a couple dozen of these and string them up in a garland to decorate for Valentine's Day. So when I originally purchased my kit, I think I just bought it on eBay and it was like under $20. I got this big bag that had all these different colors of the wool in it. They're really small packs of it, but for these little projects it works perfectly. And it's nice to have such a variety of colors. I might have bought that bag separately than the kit. I can't remember anymore. But the kit came like with a big piece of this foam. And this is just like shipping foam, but it's this extra dense or thick kind. This is about 1 inch thick. So the needle felting kit came with this piece of foam and then some of the needles and the little holder for the needles and this little bag of accessories. So it had a leather thimble. It's sewn together, so I think it's for your thumb and forefinger probably to hang on to stuff. Like I said, I always feel like it's so awkward when I wear it, but if you don't wear it, I guarantee you will prick your finger more than once. I'm just going to show you a few of these other things that were in here. So it has this little, I think you would call this an awl. This little tool, and this would be just for kind of holding the wool together or poking it. It had a little cutters in a little case. And then it had this little group of the needles, all banded together. I think there were 6 in there. And then it also had this little bag of miscellaneous supplies. And of course the little needle holder. It's amazing to me when you're a creative person what that does for your mental health when you're able to create something. So I challenge you to be creative this week. Either pick up an old craft, something that you haven't done for a while, or try something new. This is going to be episode number 1 of Renee Anita Be Crafting. It's about time I got a crafting video uploaded. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this video, please go ahead and click that thumbs up button down below. And I hope to see you next time. Whoops. Wow. Just from using this one a lot in the middle, it's got real soft. It's not that hard texture like the rest of it anymore. Oops. That was wicked. I think it'd be super cute to do like a couple dozen of... Oh, come on, Rennie. As always, from my heart to yours, share love, not hate. Have a wonderful day. Bye.